Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. Today we're diving into something that is, honestly, just incredibly cool. We're exploring a really fascinating niche in the self-hosting space, digital preparedness. And we're going to be looking specifically at an absolute powerhouse of a tool called Project Nomad. Think of it as basically the ultimate digital bunker. It's a self-hosted suite that lets you stockpile humanity's knowledge right there on your own hardware so you have it no matter what happens to the outside world.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the offline safety net, then look at simple system and Docker setup, move into essential knowledge installations, check out navigating the data tools, and finally, wrap up with monitoring system resources.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the offline safety net.
Before we get our hands dirty with the technical setup, let's take a step back and look at exactly why someone would even want to build a localized digital bunker. Picture this absolute worst-case scenario. You wake up and the internet has just gone completely dark. Right now, we are so incredibly used to having the entire span of human knowledge. Maps, encyclopedias, technical tutorials, first aid, literally just a quick search away. But if that connection vanishes, poof, all that cloud-based knowledge is instantly gone. And that vulnerability, that is exactly what we are fixing today. The solution we're looking at is Project Nomad. It's a self-hosted suite that runs completely on your own hardware. It's literally designed from the ground up to give you rock-solid, completely offline access to essential data. It becomes your own localized, beautifully curated repository of information, and it works perfectly, even when absolutely no one else in the world has internet access.
Moving right along to Section 2, Simple System and Docker Setup.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, setting up my own personal internet replacement? That's going to require a computer science degree. But it's actually highly accessible. Getting this running is a really unintimidating step-by-step process. First, you just provision a fresh Ubuntu virtual machine, or VM. Second, you run a basic command to update your system. Third, you run their provided installer script. And then finally, you just go to your local IP address in a web browser. That's it. You start with a blank slate, run the script, and let it do all the heavy lifting for you.
So how on earth is it that simple? Well, the magic word here is Docker. If you're not familiar, Docker is a platform that packages software into standardized, isolated little units that we call containers. Think of these containers as these highly reliable, pre-configured building blocks that are doing all the complex work behind the scenes. It totally simplifies installing complex apps because everything is already neatly packaged up and ready to deploy.
Just like our source noted while they were running the installer script, they said, looks like we're pulling some images, we have some MySQL in here, a separate container for updating. Basically, this automated script reaches out and pulls all those necessary Docker containers directly to your system. You don't have to manually sit there configuring databases or background updaters. The script grabs exactly what it needs, and you just sit back and watch it build your entire infrastructure.
Okay, Section 3, Essential Knowledge Installations.
Once that foundation is locked in and you pull up that local IP, you're greeted by a really slick setup wizard. And this is the fun part. This is where we actually start stocking the shelves of our digital bunker. The sheer variety of offline resources you can grab with just a few clicks is amazing. You've got MapLibre for geographic data, Zim formats for huge information libraries like Wikipedia, Teachable Earth for an offline first learning platform, plus essential survival and medical PDFs like early 2000s first aid manuals, and even local Docker and Linux documentation. You can pile in a massive amount of crucial data incredibly fast.
And I want to highlight a really interesting number here, 125, because it only takes 125 gigabytes of storage space to download complete global map coverage for offline use. 125 gigs. That is absolutely astonishing. If you're ever in a total pinch, having the entire mapped globe sitting safely on a hard drive sure beats having to haul around a trunk full of paper maps, right?
Then, of course, there's the encyclopedia side of things. The setup wizard lets you pick between a lightweight download, which is just the popular Wikipedia articles, or if you want to go all out, the full Wikipedia archive.
And the craziest fact here? You can fit the entirety of Wikipedia, yes, all the articles and all the images, into under 200 gigs of storage. Hoarding that much aggregated human history locally for such a tiny amount of space is just phenomenal.
Let's look at Section 4, Navigating the Data Tools.
So once your massive data haul finishes downloading, Project Nomad basically acts as your central command center. And the suite of integrated tools they give you to interact with all this stored info is genuinely impressive.
You get Flatnotes, which is a really solid text editor for keeping your own offline notes. You get CyberChef, which, if you don't know, is basically a networking Swiss Army knife for data encoding, encryption, and analysis. There's a Zim viewer to comfortably browse through those massive information libraries we talked about, and tools like Teachable Earth provide complete video lessons, whether you want to learn facts about India or figure out how to play Chinese chess, and it's all entirely offline.
But honestly, my favorite part, the most practical, brilliant feature of this whole setup is having local access to the full Linux and Docker documentation. Think about it. Imagine your system breaks, you need to fix your local Docker instance, but the internet is completely down. How do you look up the commands to fix it? Having that backend documentation stored locally means you can literally fix the bunker from inside the bunker. It is just the ultimate safety net for emergency system management.
Finally, Section 5, Monitoring System Resources.
Of course, as you can probably guess, running an entire mini-internet on your local hardware requires some serious heavy lifting on the back end. Because Project Nomad relies on this massive stack of containers, actively monitoring your system isn't just a good idea, it is an absolute necessity. The built-in command center gives you a fantastic overview, but getting comfortable running the command docker ps in your terminal is totally essential for tracking that heavy multi-container load. When you actually look at that docker ps terminal readout, you're going to see a long list of active containers all running at the exact same time. If we break it down conceptually, you've got MySQL in there managing your databases, you've got Redis handling in-memory caching, Disk Collector managing your local storage, and an updater actively running background maintenance. It's a really large active stack for a single application, so understanding what these containers are doing is absolutely key.
Over on the System Settings dashboard, you'll see these visual readouts showing your CPU consumption across your hardware cores right alongside your memory usage. And when you spin this suite up, it is going to actively light up multiple cores. There's no way around it. It's an incredibly Docker-intensive suite, and it will draw significant computing resources.
Which leads us straight to this huge piece of advice from our source regarding system requirements. They say, so if you are going to run this, you should run it probably independently or in some kind of VM. And they hit the nail on the head. To keep your main daily driver computers perfectly safe, unburdened, and stable, you really need to isolate this resource-heavy suite. Run it entirely independently, maybe on a dedicated mini-board or an isolated virtual machine, so it can just sit there, quietly ready for whenever you might need it.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. We've seen just how accessible it is to build, stock, and monitor a localized digital safety net using Docker and Project Nomad. But it leaves us with one incredibly important question to ponder. If the lights went out tomorrow, what essential digital data would you preserve to stock your own digital bunker? Whether it's medical manuals, geographic maps, or your absolute favorite technical docs, the power to self-host human knowledge is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.